welcome back to Port Side of the Pilots, and welcome to the set, the second longest tenured head coach at UP, women's tennis coach Susie Campbell. Susie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start by talking about last weekend. You guys went to Montana, picked up a pair of wins over Montana and Montana State. How rewarding was it for you to get a pair of road wins?
It was really important. We've scheduled very, very tough this year, and had only had one win going into the weekend. So we were going into altitude against a Montana team that has been a Big Sky champion in the last couple of years, and so we knew, we had a tall task. But we showed up. Everyone worked hard. We got through the first day, and then the next day was the bigger challenge. Montana State ended up being surprisingly better, and we pulled through. Had a few bumps, got the doubles point taken from us, and then they responded. So it feels great to have a win. It really does.
And it's been an ongoing theme this year. You guys have a young roster. You have 4 freshmen, 3 sophomores, a junior. Despite playing that tough early schedule, how much improvement have you seen already, and are you excited for the future?
Yeah, there's no doubt that our schedule has made us better. It may not show in our record, but it has definitely made us better. Eager on a daily basis to get better. The players are working really hard. They have specific things in their game that they really need to hone in on and improve. And so if we can just get 1% better a week going into the next match, then they'll see improvement.
And let's talk about the one junior on the roster, Rodina Dimitrova. She's had a great spring so far, going 5-2. She's also a phenomenal student athlete.
She is.
What does she bring to the program?
I mean, professional on all levels. I mean, she is the team captain. She does such an amazing job in the classroom, as we know, one of the better students on this campus. She is diligent in everything she does. She leaves her heart on the court every single day, whether it's in practice. She doesn't know the meaning of anything other than 110%. And that really trickles down to everyone on the team. So they really look to her. We really appreciate that leadership. We're going to have her another year. So she's a phenomenal young woman, and we'll do great things in the world once she's done here.
In academic achievement, it seems like your teams always do well in the classroom. How much of a role does academics play in your program?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of what we do. It's part of what we emphasize. It's not 50% in the classroom, 50% on the court. It's the 100% is the 2 things you can do well, is academically and athletically. So we really emphasize, doing great in the classroom, being great ambassadors for our tennis program and for the university, and doing that in the classroom is really, really important, So we have safeguards to make sure that everyone is meeting their goals academically, and we're very involved in that. So we have a lot of communication with the academic advisors here to make sure each student is successful.
And tennis truly is an international sport, and collegiate tennis over there has definitely moved in that direction. You have players from Bulgaria, Serbia, Canada, Argentina, Hawaii, and Texas on your current roster. Talk about some of the challenges and the benefits of having such a diverse roster.
I don't know that there's many challenges other than me not knowing sometimes what the heck they're talking about in a different language. But, other than that, I mean, the culture is rich. Everyone brings something different, different experiences, different foods. I mean, it really is it's a fabulous experience for everyone. We all learn something, I especially, so, they've all had really, really diverse athletic experiences at the very highest level, some of them with WTA points. And so, I think it's an awesome thing that we're able to bring internationals in and to have them, create a culture that's unique.
I mentioned it earlier. You've been at UP for quite a while now. 26 years, you're in your 26th year as head coach, behind only Rob Connor, who I think has been here for about 50 years. I'm sure you've seen some changes to the campus and the UP athletic department through the years. What are some of those major changes that you've experienced?
Oh, the face of the school is completely different. I mean, the new buildings everywhere, popping up all over the place, with Beauchamp, and even in our own department here, having an academic center here for the athletes is phenomenal. The staff has grown probably 3 times the size since when I started. So many changes, and all for the good. It's such a beautiful place, and so it's changed a lot.
So many changes, and there's still more changes on the horizon. We've talked about it before. The new Franz River campus, which will include a new tennis center down on the banks of the Willamette River. Talk about what that new tennis facility will bring to your program.
I mean, we have gotten a lot done in our facility now with 3 courts. I can't imagine what we can accomplish, especially when it comes to player ratio on the courts. Making sure they have a lot of time that they can just be on their own court instead of sharing a court. That's really important to development. We can host a lot more tournaments. We can welcome people into our building when we haven't been able to do that. So that's going to be exciting. I think that will bring a higher standard of teams to Portland to play us, it'll make it more comfortable for everyone. Yeah, I mean, there isn't anything that isn't going to be unbelievably fabulous about having a 6-court facility, something I didn't know would happen in my lifetime, and here we are. So yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting and really great for player development.
And lastly, we need to finish with one of your assistant coaches who's also been a staple in your program, Philip Zivkovic, excuse me, Phil.
Yes.
A former player that's been on your staff now for several years. He's an avid noon baller. He's well known around campus, not only in the athletic department, but the entire Bluff. Just talk about his impact on your program.
I mean, he is a Portland pilot through and through. I mean, he is like one of the mayors of the campus. He extends himself everywhere on campus, and definitely noon ball. I hear a lot about that. But he's our recruiting coordinator. He's got such a big heart for what it is that we're doing. We're a really good team together. We get a lot done together. We're different in our styles, but we complement each other really well. So. As far as recruiting goes, he's brought in some amazing student athletes. He's always after the highest ranked player he could possibly get. Nothing's in his way of doing that. So that's how we've improved. The program's improved, and he's done a stellar job at recruiting. So, I give a lot of props to all of his efforts, and he's a fantastic ambassador for our program.
He also won the Calzone Challenge a couple years ago.
He can eat more than you know. He eats his meal and my meal. Wow. Most meals, yes. Yeah. Phil, he can pack it in.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Susie, thanks a ton for joining us. Good luck this spring season.
Thank you so much for having me.